Good morning, everyone. It's Alison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Alison. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada, just outside of Vancouver. So welcome. I'm just going to make sure that we are actually broadcasting. So let me find that and we'll get going. Usually have a helper who tells me, yeah, I can hear you. I'm just checking to make sure you guys can hear me. That's all. And then I'll wait for a few of you to pop on. Hi, Keisha. Good morning. Good morning, Mo. Oh, good. Everyone can hear me. Yay. Okay, we're good. We're all good. And we will get started in a second. Let me just get your comments going on my other monitor. And we should be good. Okay. Here we go. Yay. Thanks, Mo. Yeah, I just checked. It's all good. All right. Good morning, Judy from sunny Alberta. It's sunny here, too. It's going to be 30 degrees. I saw Keisha, you were out early walking your dog. I thought she's smart, getting out before the heat. It's going to be a hot one. Alrighty, so today, you guys, we're going to be playing with, let me just split my screen here. Good morning, Cheryl from Ohio. How are you? We're going to be playing with a stamp set from, a suite of products, actually, from the new mini catalog, which I can't open and show you. So I'm going to show you the products. If you're a customer of mine in Canada, you would have received, or will be this week, you should have received it actually, the little mini in the mail. If you haven't, let me know. Just email me and let me know. If you live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator and you want a catalog, please reach out. I'm happy to send it to you. So today we're going to be playing with, let me bring that in, the Magical Meadow. And the light, let me go like that. There we are. Magical Meadow Suite, which actually is the Winter Meadow Suite, and this is the Magical Meadow Bundle. So we're going to be playing with that today. Oh, that was for your National Dog Day poster. Okay. It is smoky. I think it's better here today. It's getting better every day, but man, the smoke, eh? Smoke and the heat. Ugh. Bad combination for Vancouver and the Lower Mainland and the Vancouver Island. All right, I'm going to go over here now, guys, and let's talk about the Winter Meadow Suite. So, in addition to the Magical Meadow Bundle, which is the stamps, and then let me bring these in. There's so many dies that I needed 2 magnet cards to show you them all. Look at this. So you can see that you've got some that cut out independently, right? They're just nice little images. And then you've got outline dies, and they're going to be matching up with all these images below. The sayings are lovely. The sentiments, you've got that script matched or mixed with the, more standard up and down font. I love that. This is sort of like a typewriter font. I like that. I didn't even notice that. Really nice. But I do like when they mix the scripts. It's just kind of my thing. So that is the bundle. And then in addition to the bundle, we've got these fantastic embellishments. They are called adhesive back glitter sequins. And I don't know if you can see, but they really glitter. And what's cool about them is they're not like a dot. They're not raised. They're actually concave, like a sequin. Really pretty. Look at that. Aren't those gorgeous? Can you see them sparkle? I don't know. Probably not on your screen. Okay, put those back in there. So the suite has that. And let me say that I am having a catalog launch party. And this was the suite that my partner, Ange McKay, and I decided was the one we loved and we're going to focus on for our launch. So when you join the party, you will receive a full package of the sequins, and you will receive a half package of the designer series paper, which I'm going to lay out. Look at these beautiful designs. So I've cut these to 6 by 12 just so that they fit when I'm displaying them for you guys. And you're going to get double this cut to this size so we can mail it. So that's one side. I love these berries, right? And that's the other side. So lots of muted colors. This looks like almost frost. It looks like frost on a window. Look at this one. It definitely looks like frost on a window, doesn't it? Beautiful, beautiful. So you're going to get half a pack of that with your registration plus the sequins. Plus you're going to get a quarter pack of the foil. So how pretty is this? You're going to get, these 3 designs. So a quarter pack. Look at this. So gorgeous. I think you can see the shine on that on camera. Okay. And you're going to get half a roll of the gorgeous ribbon, which is white with silver edging. And it's like a very soft organdy. It's really, really pretty. So you get half a roll of that. To get all of that, plus you're going to get a PDF with instructions for 4 cards. And you're going to join us. Hopefully you can join us live. If not, you can watch later our exclusive party on Facebook on October the 1st. So you're going to want to register for that soon so that we can get it ordered for you on opening day of the catalog, which is the 6th of January. Okay. So now that I've shown you all the beautiful products, let's get started with our card. I'm counting down to winter. This set will help. It will, won't it? It's sort of, you don't sort of mind if it's so beautiful, right? Let me see who else has come on. Hi, Diane. Good morning to you. Okay. So here's what I'm going to be making. I'm going to start with a piece of Misty Moonlight. Where is my bone folder? So this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, just like we've always done, you know, our regular card size. This time I am going to use it in a landscape view rather than a portrait view. So we're going to be going this way. I'm going to be using a piece of basic white. I've cut the basic white to 5.5 by 4. So all we've got is a little bit of the Misty Moonlight showing at the top and the bottom. Now you could make this smaller if you wanted more of the Misty Moonlight to show. It's completely up to you. And I'm thinking, actually, that I'm looking at this. I made my original one, but I'm thinking I might want it just a titch smaller. So I am going to go, I think I'm going to go 3 3/4, just to give it a little bit more of the Misty Moonlight. We can always adapt as we go, right? There. So that we're seeing a little bit more. I kind of like that better. Okay. So I'm going to, actually, I can go ahead and glue that on. Nothing to stop me from gluing that on. Oh, gluey fingers. Okay. Most of you who are on here have seen me before. You know I love my Tombow glue. That's my favorite glue. Everybody has their favorite adhesive, and it depends. Somebody said once, and it was really true, that it depends what project you're doing on what glue you want. But for my go-to, it's always the Tombow. Okay, so that's it. Pretty boring. We're going to leave that. Okay. Next step, I grabbed or picked some of the designer series paper. Who else has joined? Hi, Marilyn. Good morning. Hi, Sarah. Good morning. How are you guys? I picked this designer series paper, and I'm going to use the largest circle die from the Stylish Shapes. I'm going to cut that out. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be using this side. I am going to use this side. I know it's a lot plainer, but you'll see why. Okay. So let me grab my mini cut emboss. We've got our plate number 3, plate number 2, our piece of designer series paper, our die, and then our plate number 2. And we'll send that through. There we go. Okay. All right. Pretty straightforward. There it is. Love that. Looks like little frost has appeared on a window, doesn't it? So here is our card, and I am just going to glue that down. So it kind of reminded me of a bit of a moon. I know it's not, but kind of did. So I want some of that frosty to be able to see that. So that looks about right. Okay. So that's what we've got so far. All right. Let's bring in a scrap piece of basic white. I'm going to be using a couple of the images. I'm going to use this one here. Now, in the catalog, you will see this at its full size, but for the purposes of the stamp set, they've made this smaller. Here is the size comparison. So you can see it's a lot bigger than what the picture represents. Okay, so I'm going to be using that. And I'm going to be using May This Season of Sparkle. Bring joy and delight. All right. So let me grab this stamp. Now, I want two colors on here. You can see you've got the fern and then you got the berries, and I want two distinct colors. So in order to achieve that, you're going to grab your Stampin' Write markers, and I want to show you something. This is my marker that I've had, that I've owned for a while, but this year with the color refresh, they changed, here we are, the design of the Stampin' Write marker. And you can probably see right away that this is longer by just a titch, right? And I want to show you the main difference. This is the original marker. So it's got, this is the writing end, so it's quite fine. They've changed it more to a bullet end. Okay, so that's the difference between the new ones and the previous design. Okay, so I got this as part of the color refresh because they had all the new colors that were coming back. So I love that. The brush end is the same. There's no change to the brush end. Okay, at least I don't think so. Let's have a look. No, it's the same. Okay. So I'm going to use the brush end of my Old Olive, and I want to be careful. You do not go like this. Like, you're not using your marker like it's a pen. You're using it like a flat brush. So you just want to add your color to wherever you think there should be green. So it's so easy to color right on the red rubber. Just have to watch where you're going and make sure you get it all. So, and if you go over, it's okay, because I'm going to put the blue on top. And even if you can see it, it's not the end of the world. Okay. So that's all you're doing. So I'm just using the flat side of my brush, just like so. Okay, I think I've got everything. Just have one little look at it. I think so. And then I'm going to add some color to the berries. I am going to use Blueberry Bushel. I could have used Misty Moonlight, but I like the brightness of the blueberry. Plus they kind of look like blueberries, don't they? Oh, I see I've missed. See? When I'm doing this for you guys on a live, it's not the same as when I'm just crafting for myself, because everything is just a bit further away in terms of arm's length, because I want to make sure I'm on camera. Normally I would have this much closer to me for my doing my crafting. But you don't want to see my lap or my floor. So that's why. Okay, and then we've got these guys over here. Oh, and I see another bit of green I have to color. You don't have to worry about going super fast or anything. If it's a hot day, a hot, dry day, then you can add moisture back. I'll show you how to do that. But if it's humid where you are, you don't really have to worry about it drying out because there's moisture in the air. Okay, now I really do think that's good. So what you can do is that's all colored, okay? And if you're worried about it, like, oh, it's going to be all dry now, you can just bring it up to your mouth and just huff on it, which means like you're blowing it, you're blowing moisture from your breath, okay? So that's what I did. I can't really show you that on camera. Okay, so let's hopefully, there we go. So that's how you get the two colors. Okay, and then I want two of these, but the second one is a little bit easier because you should be able to see where you colored before, because it'll still be a little bit green. In fact, you could probably, never thought about it, you could probably stamp it a second generation. I'll try that after I stamped it the second time here. We'll just see what that looks like. And if you want to do that, just keep adding moisture to it by huffing on it. That's an actual technique, huffing. Okay, I can feel the heat starting today. Oh boy, I thought it might hold off till a little bit later in the day, but I'm already feeling warm. It's warm. Okay, go. And hopefully I've got everything covered. Not really checking the messages right now. Hopefully you're just all waiting with bated breath. What's she gonna do? You're all holding your breath probably. Okay, I think that's good. Just make sure I've got it all. Takes a little bit more time to do this, but it's not hard. There, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to add the moisture back in. And there we go. Ooh, that looks good. And then I said I would show you a second generation. So let me just grab a piece of white paper, basic white. And here we go. Let's see what a second generation of this would look like. Oh, I'm going to breathe on it again. Just to add the moisture back. Oh, it's a bit too light, I think. Although, that would really be pretty as a background, wouldn't it? Like if you use that. Oh, I might use that on a card. Look at that. You could do that and then just have your saying. I think so. I think that would work. I'm going to keep that. Okay. Let me move that out of the way. Good morning, Elaine. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything's safe where you are. Good morning, Valerie. Anybody else? Oh, somebody's over on YouTube. Good morning, Lori. On YouTube. Hello. I have to go to another screen to see the YouTube people. Okay, so let's cut these out with the coordinating die. And while I'm doing that, let me grab the die here. Remember I was saying earlier that some of them cut out the, oops, here we go. Go. Love when you can cut them out. I just use a piece of repositionable Scotch tape to hold it in place. So there, it's temporary, removable tape. Okay. And while I'm doing that, I'm also needing to cut out a few other little things. So I'm going to do that at the same time. I'm going to grab a couple of pieces of basic white. Just going to cut this down. Get it a little bit smaller. I've just doubled it because I want to cut out more than one. And this particular die, I've discovered I can cut out more than one. And that's the little piece of holly. So I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Okay, so let's bring in our mini cut and emboss. There we go. And then I'm going to put down my that die, and then this guy will stick right there. And put the other one on top and run those through. Cool. There we go. And I discovered last night when I was making this card, isn't that great? Look at that, how pretty. That in fact, this cutout will cut out 2 at a time. Not all dies will do that. Some will not. So you just have to see, oh, am I lucky enough? Will that cut out 2 of those? And woohoo, it did. So I was kind of happy about that. Do 2 more of those. And then we'll do 1 more of our little bow of flowers here, a bow of flowers. Line that up, tape that down, and away we go. Okay. Go with those. And here we go with that. All right, so that's good. We've got all of those bits now. Let's do a sentiment. And let me separate my little holly. Okay. Bringing in, let's do a blueberry bushel. So blueberry bushel is the same color as we used for the berries. Okay. I do want to use my white embossing powder. So I'm going to use my embossing buddy to get rid of all that oil that's in our fingers. And the reason we're doing that is it keeps the put this underneath here. It keeps the embossing powder from sticking where you don't want it to. Nothing worse than having stuff stick where you don't want it, right? Stamp that. So we're stamping that in Versamark. And then we're adding our white embossing powder. There we go. See it only sticking to the wherever the Versamark is. Ooh, I've never done that on camera. I've done it not on camera, but if you ever do that, you drop all your embossing powder. Just use a little piece of paper to move that along. There we go. Phew. Disaster averted. Okay, and let's heat set that. I like the white on the blue. There we go. And I'm just going to trim this down. Actually, I'm going to wait till it cools down a bit. If you touch embossing powder before it's completely cooled down, sometimes it'll lift off. And it's hot on your finger, which is not pleasant either. So I'm just going to let it cool down and we're good. Okay, so let's just trim this down. And I don't know whether, I mean, I think I'll take oh my gosh, it's like a titch off the bottom. There we go. And you could actually do this, you know, by fussy cutting. You don't have to be this precise. But since I have my little trimmer, I might as well. Okay. Here we go. So that's our sentiment. So remember where we started with all this. We have our piece that we've already glued together, and I'm just going to gather up my other little bits. You guys, just give me a second here. I think I'm going to cut just, oh, there they are. But where's those other two? They're stuck over here in the die thing. There we go. So there's our holly. Okay, so here's our card. Who else has jumped on? Hi, Kathy. You can watch the replay, yeah. If I used my mini vacuum, though, I couldn't get back my embossing powder mill. I recovered it by using a piece of paper, right? So yeah, you had the scare 2 years ago, didn't you, Elaine? We're talking about the fires. Sorry, I'm just going back and looking at the messages because I couldn't look while I was doing things at the same time. So I'm just catching up on people's comments. Yes, you had the horrible scare 2 years ago, Elaine, up in Kamloops there. But it seems that they've gotten a handle on it. So let's just hope for those poor firefighters' sake and everybody who lives in the area. It's just been horrendous. Okay, so remember we did this? So we're going to put one there here, and we're going to put one like so. So just across there. So I'm just using my regular, excuse me, white glue. I suppose you could pop this up. No, I'm just going to glue it. We're tempted to always pop things up, aren't we? But I'll pop up the sentiment. Okay, so we're going to just lay that across. So if you joined late, I just want to remind you that this is the suite of products, the Winter Meadow suite of products that is being featured in my catalog launch party, which is on October the 1st. You get a goodie bag. Now, that's only applicable to Canadians. I can only give a goodie bag to a Canadian. However, if you're from the US, you can still join the party. You just have to purchase the PDF instructions, and then you just cut your things at home and then join us live or watch the recordings where we're going to make 4 cards and have fun. I'm taking Winkestella. This is Diane's favorite thing. I think Diane's on my call. I think I remember saying hi to her. So I'm just adding it. It just adds a little bit of glitter, pizzazz, interest, fun, all those things. I don't think you can see it on camera, but trust me, it's sparkly now. Let's sparkle. Okay, so that's what we've got. Let's take a piece of our ribbon, and I've cut, this end is cut at like a little tail, I'd say, like a little angle. Okay, and I'm going to do the same to the other side, but I'm going to lay my sentiment on top just so that's coming off the other end. And in order to hold this in place, you could use your stamp and seal, but I'm not very good at stamp and seal. I need to practice and stop saying I'm not good at it, don't I? I need to challenge myself. So I'm just going to use a piece of Scotch tape. This is not the repositionable one. This is the real McCoy. Okay. Take that down and that down. There we go. And then I can turn it over and line up where I want to cut that off. I think that's about right. Okay. So it just adds a little bit of sparkle and interest. Okay. That is so pretty, this ribbon. It's so pretty. And it's so soft. It's really easy. You know, sometimes you get ribbon and it's too stiff and then it's hard to tie. And anyways, that's what I find anyway. So I like this one. It's very soft and very easy to tie. So I'm just putting my dimensionals on the back, and then we're just going to lay that across like so. Okay, and then remember we cut out all our little pieces of holly. So I'm just going to add some. You could make these, could use, you know, more interesting paper if you wanted. Sparkle paper. We've got a bunch of new papers. So I'm just not really thinking about where I'm putting these. I'm just kind of randomly sticking them down. Oop, get under there. Okay. That there. And one more. Okay, just stick that, tuck that under. There we go. Okay. All right, so that's what we've got so far. There we go. But let's add some of our sequins. What are they called again? Adhesive back glitter sequins. These are part of the goodie bag that you get when you come to our party. We send it to you in the mail. And of course, you're getting some designer series paper, getting some ribbon, you're getting some of the specialty paper. I'm just going to grab the white ones because the blues are not the same tone. And I guess I could put the green, but I thought I'd just keep it almost like a little winter frost look. Okay. So there is our card. Okay. Now, I also made this card the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a video for it. So if you're on my YouTube channel, you can search. It's the one before today. I don't remember the date. What was the date on Wednesday, everybody? The date on Wednesday, oh my gosh, was the 23rd. Okay, so you can search for it. So it's not a, it's a fun fold. I wouldn't call it a fancy fold, but it's a fun fold because you're just using up the DSP in a little bit just to give it a hint. And then you've got the more muted one on the front. Okay, so that was one I did the other day using the same. And then this is one I got in a swap from my friend Lisa. And she's used she's used the DSP in the middle. And then she's used a piece of Pretty Peacock and just stamped it, which I really liked. And then this is part of the suite is the distressed embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that. It's really pretty. Really pretty. And that's one of the sayings. The colder weather brings us together. It's really pretty. Ooh, can you see that? So it looks like it's sort of a fancy, but it's really simple. She's just put together a bunch of different pieces that look really nice. And Moody Mauve is not a color that we see often, is it? But that's part of the colors that go with the designer series paper. Okay, so here's my card. The one I made last night used the same DSP. So this is actually the same piece, but you can see it's got a ombre. So this is just a lighter part of the DSP. Anyway, I hope you like that. It is very pretty. Thank you, guys. It is very pretty. It's so simple, right? And it gets you back to some of those techniques that we haven't used in a long time, right? We forget about all these things and we think, oh, yeah, I should bring that back. All right. So that, here, let me put these out like so you can see them. And I'll nip back over here where you guys are. Here we are. Hey, back. Okay, what's everybody got to say? Hi, Cynthia. How are you? Glad to see you. Hi, Gail. You didn't get this set. You have to put it on your list, Cheryl. Yeah, you do. You have to put it on your list. It's absolutely a beautiful suite of products. So you know that I would love to show it to you, but I can't, right? Because Stampin' Up! Rules are that I can't show you the, I can only show you the cover. Oh, no, I can't even, yeah, I can show you the back. That's not the same DSP, but that is one of the DSPs that's in there. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, when you get your catalog, turn to page 36, 37, and 38, and you will see this fantastic Winter Meadow Suite. And check out the link to my virtual class. You can join from anywhere in the world. It's on Facebook, so you don't have to be Canadian. You just have to be Canadian to get the full kit, so the card kit with the supplies. But if you live anywhere else, like you guys who are joining me today, Cynthia and Cheryl, you live in the United States, please join me. You just pay for the PDF I think it works out to be about $15 US. You get all the instructions and the pictures, and then you can still join the party on October 1st, and just have all your stuff that you've ordered from your demonstrator in the United States, and you can just play along with us and put it together. Or you can watch later. If you guys can't join live, anybody can't join live, they're all recorded and you can watch them later. Okay. You're welcome, Judy. Thanks you guys for coming. Thanks, Valerie. Thanks, everyone. Okay, it's Sunday, so that means our next date is on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Don't forget that the kit collection sale is on, but only until the 31st of August, which is coming up quickly. That's Thursday. So you want to get in on some of those fabulous kits that you can get at a discount during August. And don't forget to use your bonus day coupons that you earned in July. That's really important. Make sure you don't let them just sit and die off. You want to use those coupons. You're a demonstrator. That's fine, Cynthia. I love having you. But if you ever want to come, we let everyone come. Demonstrators can come too. We don't, it's not just for customers, it's for anybody. If you're a demonstrator, you're welcome to join our classes and use the ideas in your own businesses. Please come. Okay, thank you. See you Wednesday, Diane. See you guys. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and I hope you get some creative time in this week. Bye for now. Happy stamping.